She just climbed one step higher. And that moment terrified her. If she fell, she'd definitely meet God. Annie didn't dare continue forward. She wanted to go back the way she came, but her teammate above kept urging her to hurry up. She had no choice but to try looking straight ahead, avoiding looking down as much as possible. Then she continued climbing barehanded up this 3,000-meter abandoned signal tower. However, they hadn't yet realized danger was about to strike. The signal tower already had multiple fractures, and several screws were swaying in the strong wind. Soon after, they finally reached a small platform, but their goal for this challenge was the top of this tower. They had nothing but a rope for protection, and the higher they climbed, the stronger the wind became. Annie's legs were already getting weak. She grabbed the ladder beside her with one hand. Annie shook the ladder to check if it was safe. Only then did she step on it with confidence. At this moment, her teammate turned back to check on Annie.
You're okay. Remember, only look up.
She took one glance and fell into complete despair, but now there was no turning back. The two were connected by a safety rope. As long as her teammate above kept moving forward, she had to immediately follow. Moments later, they were blocked by two signal receivers. Fortunately, her teammate was a rock climbing expert. She nimbly maneuvered through the signal receivers. Once she found a foothold, she helped Annie. With her teammate's help, Annie also successfully crossed the obstacle. Seeing no more obstacles above the ladder, her teammate started joking with Annie. She didn't know that during the shaking earlier, a loose screw had flown out, and this very screw would ultimately make them regret everything. After another hour, they finally reached the tower's peak. Annie was exhausted. Her teammate, who reached the top first, extended her hand to pull her up, but Annie's foot slipped, and she almost lost her balance and fell. She immediately gripped the ladder tightly. Finally, with her teammate's help, she made it to the top of the tower. They excitedly looked at the view before them. Then they took out their phones to record this moment of conquering the tower. They were also recording the last moments of their lives. Moments later, they prepared to return the same way, climbing down the 3,000-meter tower. But as soon as she stepped on the ladder, it instantly started shaking. As the last screw came loose, Annie immediately fell backward. Fear instantly engulfed Annie. She told her teammate to quickly pull her up. At the same time, she pressed her feet against the tower and slowly climbed up. However, the rusted tower surface was extremely slippery. Every step up was incredibly difficult. Her teammate could only use all her strength, desperately pulling Annie upward. Annie immediately grabbed the ladder and climbed up with all her strength. Annie finally made it back to the platform successfully, but the ladder below the tower had completely broken apart. Annie hurriedly took out her phone, wanting to call for help, but there was absolutely no signal here. And what awaited them next was only death. This thrilling movie is Fall.